start by a prayer. Let's pray silently on ourselves. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the press conference, the first of its kind, organized by the Gambia Democratic Congress, GDC, after the recently concluded National Assembly elections. I know many people are wondering what is happening, or they are eager to know what is coming up. His Excellency, Honorable Mama Kandeh is around, the party leader of the GDC, and we expect from the media, we'll have time for questioning. We listen to the party leader, after which then we will be giving time for questions and answers. Now from the floor, please, we don't want any interference. You are here to listen to the questions and answers and to what the party leader is coming to tell us. Because here the whole world is listening. So it's meant for the press and the party leader. They are the people who should ask questions and answers. The election observers are also around. You are welcome. We will also be given time maybe to ask a few questions. Thank you very much. Honorable.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, the Executive Committee of the Gambia Democratic Congress. Good evening to all Gambians. This is just a short briefing of the position of the Gambia Democratic Congress Party concerning just the recent ended elections, which is the National Assembly election. We first of all want to congratulate every Gambian for the way and manner that the campaign was handled and the peaceful environment that Gambians have enjoyed during the campaign. And I also want to use this opportunity to congratulate all that are declared winners of this National Assembly election until it's very clear that until we apply what we need to apply as a party, and of course to respect the rule of law and apply the rule of law, the GDC position is we are saying no to many of the constituencies where declaration or irregularities that have happened within the election process. It is our position to continue the groundwork that we are doing, and also to make sure whatever we put on the table is a concrete evidence, because we don't want to violate any rule of law. GDC is known for peace, respect to every human. That being the case, we want to continue that trend, but it's not stopping us from scrutinizing the results. Already we have gathered a lot of information of what have transpired during the electoral process, which we are not satisfied with, but we will make it available to every Gambian, to the whole world, so that everybody will see what have happened during this last parliamentary election. Irregularities that are found throughout the nation, which everybody, every Gambian, including the election observers from outside, being it ECOWAS, Europe, or wherever, have seen themselves. And something that I have read today in the newspaper, that GDC was violating the Electoral Act because we are helping hospitals, helping school students, building roads, giving water to needy Gambians. If that is a violation of an act, then we want to continue to violate that act. Also, they have made mention of tribalism. I have my records throughout my tour, and they are welcome anytime, any minute, to come and listen to those records where I have ever mentioned in LRR that the Fulani should rally behind GDC. If I will do that, I better go to Fuladu where you have majority of Fulas, not in LRR. Also, mentioning GDC violating the Electoral Act, they are not talking about the President, Adama Barrow, who went on a nationwide tour and who is not a member of any political party and was campaigning on behalf of political parties, calling themselves coalition candidates. We put a petition to the IEC condemning anybody that is calling himself a coalition candidate, because nobody was nominated under the ticket of coalition. So the cheating and irregularities were openly done. We have copies of those letters. We also have copies of the press release made by the Independent Electoral Commission that there is no coalition candidate. But the trend continues, and nobody was there to stop it. When Barrow wanted to embark on a nationwide tour, we wrote to him, to the Inspector General of Police, to the Independent Electoral Commission, copied other diplomatic missions in the country, that he was going to interfere in the political campaign. We cannot stop him as a president to go around his country, but we saw that and we believe that was the wrong time for him to do that. We have records and audios where he himself is inviting people, calling people to vote for coalition candidates. After being notified that there is no coalition candidate, but he insisted, went ahead and campaigned for them open. I haven't seen anything of that nature to the report provided by the international election observers. We haven't seen any report or any action taken against those that are using the coalition, calling themselves coalition candidates, putting the coalition symbol, the president's photo, and that they are coalition candidates. Those are misleading informations, cheating on Gambians, and we believe it is just not fair. Yesterday's statement by the president, I was very disappointed, where he mentioned that he is happy that he is able to achieve the required number of parliamentarians for him to work with. then which means he was not there to work with all the National Assembly members, but a group of people that he can work with, not the others. Then he is a president of few and not the others. It is very disappointing as a president who does not belong to any political party. I thought he should be neutral and should congratulate every candidate that has been declared a winner, and also make a clear statement that he is ready to work with all of them. But no, he was able to get the required number of parliamentarians that he can work with. I think the message is very clear. This was not from me, it's from the president himself. The statement was read in all languages yesterday on the Gambia radio and television services. It is not a hidden thing, and nobody is talking about that. And on a final note, I want to appeal to all Gambians. Let us all desist from violence. No tribe is better than the other here in this country. We are hearing all these days. Information is reaching us where people are clashing, fighting for what somebody have won and what the other one have lost. I thought this is not about politics. Politics is not about violence. Politics is not about fighting. Politics is not about hatred. The belief that we have is that politics is about let us come together, put our hands on deck together, move forward in terms of development, and to live peacefully within our nation. There are events where people are asked to leave their village, where they live in that village for more than 30 years with their families. But they were asked to leave the village because they belong to a tribe and they support a candidate or an individual. The matter was reported to the police. Nothing was done about that. And the man has to leave this village where he lived for 30 good years with his family. He was never seen in a political campaign. He was never seen talking about politics. But because they believe he is supporting an individual which they are not in support of, he has to leave the village. In fact, when I heard to send few villagers that were coming to their village for any business, that they should not come, especially the women, to sell their goods in that village. No more. Can anybody send anybody out of this country? We are all Gambians. Is that the type of government that we call a new Gambia, or we want for new Gambia? I don't think so. It is now a couple of weeks where in the Gambia, an identity card, a passport is not given to anybody, denying citizens their rights to be able to get their identity cards or passports because of reason best known to the Minister of Interior. Is this the Gambia we want? Here it is, Gambians. Let us open our eyes. It is not a hidden agenda that, or a hidden program where no Gambian is saying what is not happening or what is happening. We all know what is happening. It is open. What is stopping Adama Barrow up to now? He cannot constitute his executive. Up to now, there is no vice president in this country. So the position have to wait there for somebody just because they want to change section 62 of the Constitution to suit somebody's interest. Is this the Gambia we want? I have made it very clear that I am ready to work with Barrow on anything that is to the betterment of this nation. but I will challenge him on anything that is to the detriment of this country. And GDC is not here to keep quiet. GDC is here to stay, and we will continue the good work that we are doing. And we are asking all GDC sympathizers to maintain the peace and stability that they are known for. On this note, I want to thank everybody for listening. The GDC will take their position after the executive meeting, gathering all the information that we need. We have a lot of information already, but we will make it public and it will be known throughout the world. We cannot let this go like the way it is. We are not saying we can make a change, but Gambians will know what happened. Inshallah. I thank you all.
Thank you very much. Well, you have heard the benefit of the doubt is very clear. Now I invite questions from the media, at least one at a time. Yes?
Okay.
Yes.
Sorry. So hi, I'm
Your name and
Claire Bangoles. I'm based here for RFI, the French radio. I have two questions, but they are related. Is there written anywhere in the Constitution that the President is not allowed to go on tour for political parties? And also, why are you making this statement now, whereas the tour happened like 2 weeks ago? It was before the election, so why you didn't talk about this before the elections?
Thank you. The President does not belong to any political party. He contests under a ticket of independence. All parties in this country should be equal to him. And that's the reality. He is the President, the highest office in this country. He has a lot of influence over Gambians, where he can encourage people to vote for a particular party or a particular group. Had it been that he was a member of any political party, nobody would go anywhere. We are not condemning him for going on a tour, but we are condemning him for him to be involving himself in political activities at that point in time.
It is forbidden?
Can you tell me which party he belongs to?
I'm asking you.
No, I'm asking you a question too. You know that he contested under the ticket of independence. He does not belong to any political party. And as we are talking now, he cannot declare himself being a member of any political party. If he does that, he will lose his seat. That's the Constitution. That means he don't belong to any political party. All the political parties should be equal to him. And about his talk, we wrote to him directly. Copy to all these institutions that we've talked about. We did not have time for a conference like this, but we have copies of those letters that we wrote to the IEC, the Inspector General of Police, and to Barrow himself. Is that okay?
thank you. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Kandeh. I am Sekou Jame for Radio France International as well. Perhaps the starting point would be the enthusiasm that you see around here is that you have been quoted as saying that you have made a total rejection of the results. And now you are saying the executive will have to sit before you make your position known. Are you withdrawing that, or did you say that?
I am not withdrawing anything I have said. I am not withdrawing anything I have said. The position of the GDC remains the same. What we are saying is, if we are going to the court or not, it goes out. But it is not for me as one individual to decide. It's the executive. But we have so many informations on the table that we can make public.
But for now, you are totally rejecting the results. That's what you have been quoted as saying, and that is what is everywhere in the world.
In certain areas, yes.
Okay, you are contesting the results in certain areas, but not a total rejection of the results.
No.
Yes.
I'm Mustafa Lamo. I write for Talking News Agency. Talking news agency. Yeah, my question is with regards to the court, whether or not you will file a petition at the Supreme Court, because it's today is on the 6th and you are supposed to do that 3 days after the election. So I don't know if you have filed or if you are thinking about it before the 24 hours elapses, which would have made it impossible for you to file any petition. And the second one is with regards to irregularity. I've not actually heard you mention any specific irregularity upon which you could base your petition in the Supreme Court, because in my own opinion, a post-election irregularity like president's abuse of incumbency, such as the president campaigning for a political party, could barely be relied upon for an election petition. I'm just asking for a specific irregularity that your party has spotted to base the election for this.
That will come whenever the executive is going to put it on the table for everybody. I believe as a party we cannot talk about making a petition or putting up a petition where we have no evidence or anything to put on the table. Then we better not.
Yes, I am Omar Wali, reporter observer, BBC and leader. You contesting like the timing of President going on tour is wrong. And is it not wrong for Mama Kandeh also to be rendering support to hospital and students during campaign?
Rendering support to hospitals and students is going to be a continuous process for GDC, with or without elections. And even during my campaign, I have said it very clearly that whether you vote for me or not, I'm a citizen and I am heading a political party, I'm leading a political party. And we believe that we all should contribute towards national development. It is not about, I have done a lot without campaign in this country. And I have been doing a lot for this country that have nothing to do with me or a tour or a campaign.
But you could have waited after the election for you to do that. Why don't you wait for after a campaign and election?
What was wrong with me doing it during that time?
It can influence votes.
So you mean it have influenced votes?
The same question you said the president, what president did influence votes. Why not you have...
I am a party leader. I have a party.
Yes.
The president don't have a party.
That's it.
That's it.
But he's a
I
politician.
have a party, but the president don't have a party. The president
He's a politician.
belongs to which political party?
He belongs to a party, later resigned as an independent.
No.
Okay. Yes. Name?
Thank you. My name is Keba Samara. I work for Capital FM. I recently moved to Capital. I want to know, tomorrow is the National Assembly inauguration. I don't know whether the 5 6 you won, they'll be going to the National Assembly or you are boycotting everything.
I have congratulated everybody that is elected, not only those in the GDC. Everybody. And I said, until otherwise, they are been announced the winners of their different constituencies.
Yes.
I'm here.
Okay.
My name is Mahmoudi Sise. I work for the Voice newspaper. Mama Kandeh, would it not be a surprise to you to know that after the election, one of your candidates told a particular medium that the election was free and fair?
My particular candidate that said that, I'm not aware of that, but if he says so, maybe in the constituency that he have contested was free and fair. He is not talking about the entire nation. I believe so.
So he said the election was free, conducted freely and fairly.
Did you question him in which particular area?
That's the country.
No.
May I ask one more question?
No, let's get to another one. Yes.
My name is Hassan from the Voice newspaper. Mr. Kandeh, we will you stay with UK, unless and until you apply whatever you do for party level. Now, my question is, what exactly do the GDC intend to do?
The GDC intention is for us to meet first, and we come out with whatever result or agreement that we have. We will know.
Thank you. Can we have the election observers? Any question?
No, thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah, one more.
Thank you, Mr. Kandeh. Thank you, Sambo, for this opportunity. Mr. Kandeh, when following reports that you have rejected the results based on the president's tour, that was what was reported actually, that you have rejected the results based on the president's tour. Following it, if you follow the discussion on the social media and even in the privacy of some public places, you will realize that even some people that have soft spot for you are not quite happy with this position that you have taken. Are you concerned about this?
I don't think if I will get the opportunity for everybody to happy about what I do. I'm just a human being like everybody else. But what you are putting here right now, I don't think that is enough for us as a party to say no to the result. And if you don't want to repeat yourself, or you don't want me to repeat what I have said, that we have collected a lot of information. And talking about the president, because I think you are very much concerned about the president's talk alone is not what we have mentioned here. If that was the only case, that we would have stopped and lament only on the president's talk. But we believe it was improper and he shouldn't have done that. And the IEC chairman himself have made it very clear that he cannot stop him going on a tour as a president, but he should not be involved in politics. And I'm not the IEC chairman. I think as a journalist, you have to report.
Two more questions now. Yes.
Yeah. I think you are basically questioning the outcome of results at certain polling stations or at certain voting spots. My question is with regards to the credibility of the Independent Electoral Commission. Do you think they were credible enough, by all respects, to deliver a credible election across the country?
Well, until whatever the outcome of the decision of the GDC is going to be, we will make it clear to you our position if the IEC is not playing their role or not. All we know is that we've written to them, we wrote several times to them, petitioning the illegalities that certain candidates are doing, misleading informations, telling them to vote for coalition members, whereby there is no coalition member, and they should have been disqualified. We have copies of letters whereby the IEC themselves have wrote to a few candidates, or to all the candidates, condemning them to come out publicly and say to people that we are coalition candidates. So, until we conclude with whatever we are doing, it will be made known to everybody. This is our position.
Thank you. Last question. Yes.
Mr. Kandeh, here I am again. Are you questioning the expertise of the African Union election observers and the EU observers, who clearly stated out that
Thank you very much. I think thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. Photo evidence as well.
Can we pray? We started with a prayer. Let's end up with a prayer. Everybody.